I love it. Absolutely my favorite thing to do.
Power, little.
Yep, a little, no, it isn't even the power, it's just the noise.
Wow.
God.
Just call the meeting of the Planning and Zoning Board to order. Let's all rise and pledge allegiance to the flag.
I need to do the roll call first.
Oh, you want to do the roll call first? Okay.
Well, that's how it goes. We're all here.
Chair Robarts,
Here.
Vice Chair Fitzgerald,
Yes?
Board Member Latowski,
Here.
Board Member Newstein,
Here.
Board Member Edmondson,
Present.
Board Member Hayes,
Here.
Board Member Clements. Chair, we have a quorum.
Cool. Okay, let's pledge allegiance. Okay. Karen, you will have to guide me.
Okay,
Um,
so we have the next
wanna-
step is the approval of the,
Approve the minutes of,
nope, approval of the agenda first,
pardon, approve the agenda first?
right? And the, just so that you know, on the discussion item, the presentation by the city attorney, unfortunately, she was sick this morning when she got, and I said, please don't
Oh,
go.
yeah. I know.
Right.
So we'll kick it to the next planning meeting, which will probably be April, not March, but we'll go over that at the end. So we are asking that the discussion item be tabled to the next possible meeting. Otherwise, everything from staff's perspective is ready to go.
Second page.
So we need a motion and a second to approve the agenda with the deletion of the discussion item to be tabled to the next planning board.
So moved. Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
It passes unanimously.
Now we need the approval of the minutes, so we
And the
take each
approval
at
of
a
the
time.
minutes, and I believe we have two sets of minutes, if I'm not mistaken. One is December 8th, and one is,
February 9th.
yeah, February 9th.
That's,
So, do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
As read.
Okay,
I second that.
excellent. All those in favor? Aye. Passed, again, unanimously. Do you mind
Is
if I
it
just-
wrong on the here, it says January 12th,
You're right.
not February?
January.
January
December and
12th
January
and
12th, she said
December 8th.
February.
Oh,
This is February.
oh, January. Gotcha.
Okay. The first item is SP 22-4, Mint Car Wash, Echo Car Wash. The petition is requesting site plan approval to construct a 4,414 square foot standalone car wash facility. A zoning text amendment, rezoning, and special exception are being processed concurrently. Site is located at 4840 Lake Worth Road. Okay, we've discussed this a couple of times before. Karen, do you have,
Yeah, so, there we go. Okay. Yes, this is not the first time that you have seen this. There have been 3 previous petitions, which you have, actually 4, I think, you have reviewed. You had the zoning text amendment, which is to allow standalone car washes, to allow car detailing outside. We had the zoning change. We needed to change from commercial general to commercial intensive. Then we had the special exception in order to allow a standalone car wash, because that's not permitted. You need a special exception. And then we had the variance, which had the width. It was 140, and it needed to be 200 feet for the commercial general. So of those, the only one that's final is the variance, because this board has final decision-making on that. The other 3, we held off bringing for final readings until we brought all the petitions together. So now you are actually seeing the site plan. So this is the design of what's going to look, the parcel itself. So Chair, first person who usually presents is the applicant. So the applicant has a PowerPoint presentation, and Josh, come and introduce yourself on the record, and we can go forward.
Thank you, Karen. For the record, Josh Nichols with Schmidt Nichols. And thank you, Madam Chair, board members. Here representing Mint Eco. And again, this is a 4th rendition. So I have a brief presentation, because I know we've gone through, since, even though the site plan wasn't on the agenda in the past, we have gone through it because you needed to get kind of a whole picture of what we were doing. So I'll run through the slides. If you could advance, Karen, thank you. So again, so our formal request this evening is on just the site plan. We've gone through the zoning text amendment, the zoning map amendment, and
Excuse me, is his mic on? Because I can hardly hear him.
yeah, yep. It's not tall enough. All right, there we go.
There we go.
So zoning map amendment, and then the variance, which we approved here at the zoning board, that was for the width requirement, and then the special exception was passed on for final approval at the city council. So we did receive first reading approval on all those items that do move forward. So go to the next slide. So this is the site plan. Again, we've seen this in the past, but I just wanted to go over some of the highlights. So required parking is 14, and we show 55, and that's because the vacuum spaces are actually counted within the parking requirement. So you'll see that's why that number is a bit higher than the required. We're at 4,400 square feet, give or take, with 14 queuing spaces. So those 14 queuing spaces are very important to the business operation because we want to make sure that we don't have anyone backing out into the road, into Lake Worth Road, absolutely. So that's above and beyond what we ever imagined to have in a stack, but we want to make sure that we provide for that. Access, as always has been on this, is from Lake Worth Road as well as Empire Way. I think some of the unique pieces of code locally to the city is that they require a 25-foot landscape buffer in between the commercial and the residential to the west. So we do provide that landscape buffer, and we also have an 8-foot concrete block wall with a hedge on the outside of that wall, as well as landscaping pretty heavily along that side as well. So you can go to the next slide. So again, this is the existing state of affairs out there. It's an old La Granja. It's been vacant for some time. No one's really come to rehab it as is, so we have some takers now and excited to move into the space. You can go to the next slide. And this is what Mint Eco Car Wash brings to the table with their design, their landscape. So we're really looking forward to that. Next slide. So here's some renderings, kind of what the wall we want. We like to do a living wall where we have ivy on the wall. So because the goal of is the green feel, the clean, fresh look at how car washing is done, and they also don't like the hard surfaces. So we want to make sure that we can soften the wall, even though it is required. We want to soften that wall along the property line. Next slide. Again, just other renderings of the building. Next slide, and next slide. So we did have, if you recall, our first meeting. We did have a couple folks come to the meeting. We met with those folks several times. Actually, Jeff, who's here, the co-founder of Mint Eco, is with us this evening. So he met with them personally, was able to talk through some things, and we actually got support letters from the two families that were here. In opposition, ended up getting support from those folks. And there was a number of other folks that we talked to along that street, and they were in support of the project as well. So that's why you're not seeing anyone this evening. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions. I know you've seen the proposal several times, so we're here, like I said, to answer those questions. Thank you.
Anyone have questions?
Yes, did I understand you to say that the old La Granja is going to be refurbished in some way?
No, unfortunately, no one was taking the old space, and so it was just not the highest best use. So it's being demolished and brand new building, site layout, everything. Yep.
And I have a quick question. There's an entrance on Empire Way. Is that going to be an exit? Would it be one be an entrance and one be an exit?
No, you can come in through Empire and circulate through and get back to the front of the line. Yeah. Yep.
Any other comments or questions? Ann?
Comment, I got a comment.
Wait a second. Recognize it.
Ann, I just
Okay.
did.
How many, just curious, how many feet from the front of the building to Lake Worth Road?
I have the plan here. Let me see. Setbacks. So it's a 67-foot setback from the building to the property line. But then it's also, there's another probably 25 feet from the property line to the edge of pavement of Lake Worth Road. So you're probably at about 85, 90, almost 90
Yeah,
feet
you're
to,
set back pretty good.
correct.
Mr. Clemens, did you have a comment?
Yes, I just had a comment. This is just nice to have businesses make good neighbors when they come in, because mostly we hear complaints when you come in, how you had that night. And to be able to turn that around, it makes our city much friendlier and the government much easier. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Some of us are waiting eagerly for you to get started, so we can get clean cars. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We hope to start as soon as possible. We still have to go through, March 6th would be city council to finalize all of our plans, and then we'll be submitting for building permit there shortly thereafter.
What do you estimate? I know it's an estimate.
So operating, hopefully up and operating December to January.
So for Christmas, huh?
Yeah, be a good Christmas gift for,
Good. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, Karen, are we voting on this now?
Nope, I need to do my presentation first, and then you can vote on it.
Go ahead.
Okay, so again, as stated, this is the Mint Echo standalone car wash. It is the site plan approval. Again, just kind of gives you the site. You can tell as a child, I couldn't do coloring within the lines, but that gives you the site, the yellow part. So the request as stated was to construct a 4,414 square foot car wash building. It is going to be phased. So the phase 1 is the front of the parcel that's off of Lake Worth. That's where you saw the building. And then in the back part, it's phase 2, which has no development proposed at this point. However, if you remember the plan, and I can go back if you want me to, I did require the developer to basically provide landscaping in that phasing line. So we didn't want to just ignore it, because normally it's just your perimeters. But this one, we made sure we included that. Again, as stated, they have the masonry wall, the landscape buffers, the parking spaces. So staff did take a look at our code to see whether the petition meets the code requirements. So we looked at lot area, it does. Lot width is when they obtained the variance. They meet the yard, which is setbacks, floor area, height, parking, and landscaping codes. They did obtain all their outside agency approvals, and all the car wash facilities will be inside except for the vacuuming and the car detailing, which we already talked about. We have a masonry wall, we have enhanced landscaping. It's in an area that's further away from, where the residents are, so they're trying to accommodate what impacts would come from the outdoor detailing. Some of the highlights we do, we have conditions of approval, right? We don't want to just say you can have it. There are certain things we're looking for, so they do have to pay fees for our public arts program, our tree dedication, and impact fees. As stated, they did get outside agency approvals. We have South Florida Water Management District, Lake Worth Drainage District, Palm Beach County Water, Land Development, FDOT, Florida Department of Transportation, because they're on Lake Worth Road, and then the Health Department. We also asked for site improvements. They're going to have underground utilities. The masonry wall we talked about. They've been told to keep as many trees if possible, and we are requiring a bike rack in order to go in case the workers are going to travel by bike rather than by car. So,
Not washing the bike?
I'm sorry?
You're not going to wash the bike?
So this matter was reviewed by the Development Review Committee on the September 9th and 16th. Any comments were incorporated into the statement. They did recommend approval. Staff is recommending approval of Resolution 2023-07 with the 26 conditions as outlined in the January 27th, 2023 Development Review Committee report and recommendation. We ask that all parts of our file be included as part of the public record, and then staff is here to answer any questions that you may have of staff, but I think the developer did a pretty good job. But I'm also here to answer any questions. If you have none, then Chair, you can go right to a motion in a second.
Any further discussion? Yeah.
I was just curious, how many employees do you expect to hire? About,
So payroll is going to be about 40
40.
employees, correct?
Wow. And they're,
About a $1.1 million payroll is what they hold. And how many on max shift? About 20. About 25 people on max shift.
so this could be, local people, like you said, riding a bike or walking.
Absolutely.
or Whatever.
Guy selling the
scooter.
roses, he can work in the car wash.
Huh?
The guy selling the
Oh, the
roses.
guy selling roses on the street,
Right.
he could go in the car
Have a
wash
real
and make
job.
more money, probably, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thank
Oh,
you.
God.
Hearing no further discussion, I would like someone to make a motion to take a vote on Resolution 2023-07, SP-22-04, Mint Echo Car Wash.
I make a motion
Second the motion. Oh,
that we approve 2023-07, SP-2204, Mint Echo Car Wash as proposed.
second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. I love this.
See you on the 6th.
Okay,
Okay.
Karen,
Yes.
the next is, the next agenda item is the quasi-judicial public hearing on Lake Worth Plaza out parcels, correct?
Correct.
And as you know, we've already accepted, if I'm not, tell me if I'm not correct, we've already accepted into Green Acres, the shopping center. The out parcels were presented separately, and basically, this is to bring our zoning regulations in to jive with the county zoning regulations, correct?
So the issue is that the property was annexed from the county.
Right.
So we now need to assign a city zoning and land use. So
Okay. I'll read this. Request by the Development and Neighborhood Services Department for a zoning designation change from Palm Beach County Commercial General to City of Green Acres Commercial Intensive for 7.9636 acres as a result of the recent annexation of the properties into the City of Green Acres. Sites are located at 4148 South Jog Road, 4080 South Jog Road, 4020 South Jog Road, 6492 Lake Worth Road, and 6350 Lake Worth Road, and 6323 Lake Worth Road. Is there any discussion on the matter?
So the first thing you have to do is we want ex parte communication. So you're going to go down the list to see if anybody had any ex parte communication.
Anybody had any ex parte communication?
No.
No.
No?
Okay? So
Okay.
then the next part is, let me start, we're the applicant, so we get to do both parts. As indicated, this is the Lake Worth Plaza West out parcels. And again, we need to change it from Palm Beach County Commercial General to the City Commercial Intensive, and it was needed due to the recent annexation. So the first step we need to do here is we need to swear anybody in who's going to give testimony tonight. So I will read this. Tonight, we're holding a quasi-judicial hearing on the following case, ZZ 2303 Lake Worth Plaza West out parcels. This means that the board is required by law to base its decision on the evidence contained in the record of this proceeding, which consists of the testimony at hearing, the materials which are in the official city file on this application, and any documents presented during this hearing. The board is also required by law to allow cross-examination of any witnesses who testified tonight. Cross-examination may occur after the staff, the applicant, and other participants have made their presentations and will be permitted in the order of the witness's appearance. It is necessary that anyone who testifies at the hearing remain until the conclusion of the hearing in order to be able to respond to any questions. All who intend to offer testimony this evening on any of the matters should be sworn in. Okay,
Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
All right. So, first thing I'll show you. So this is the map. These are the sites we are talking about. So as the chair said before, where it says the City of Green Acres, that's what we annexed in before, the actual base of the shopping center. We're now pulling in the out parcels plus the Shell station that's across the street. Not only are we doing that because they were annexed in, it's because this is an enclave, right? Right? Because If you go to the east, the west, the north, or south, you're in the city, right? So we don't want to have an enclave where Palm Beach County has to service them coming through the city of Green Acres. So that's why we're now bringing them in, that's why we annexed them in, and we're going now on the land use and on the zoning, okay? So this is the existing map. As you can see, the sites are in white because they have Palm Beach County commercial.
Karen, can you get that up on the screen?
Oh, why isn't it going on the screen? Oh, let's see.
We have it here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go through it. Let's see if we can pick it up again.
Oh, don't worry about it, we all know where it is.
Oh, you know, we had this last time, didn't we? Celine? Yeah, I guess it's not showing because it wasn't showing up there. I'm closing it out and putting it again. Let's see if we can do it. Slideshow beginning.
After you do that,
Ah, there we go. Look at that. Okay, so there you go. So these are the sites. So there's 2, 4, 6 sites that we're bringing in. 5 of them are the out parcels to the Lake Worth West Plaza, and then there's the Shell Station across the street.
is the Shell station surrounded by Green Acres?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, so it's a standalone, non-Green Acres thing.
As you can see by the map I just put up, you see all the white? The white is Palm Beach County, and all the rest is ours. Okay?
Yes.
So the proposed zoning is, now you see it's all ours. So we got rid of the enclave, right? You're not seeing white anymore, so that's what we're looking for. So again, the criteria for the zoning change are these items that I've taken a look at. Would the change be contrary to our land use plan? No, it was commercial, it's remaining commercial, around it is commercial, so it meets the existing land use pattern. It's not creating an isolated district, right? It's still commercial. The density, it's not going to increase or overtax. We've already had it. It's been there. It's not changing any. Basically, it's funny because Palm Beach County was servicing it before, right, for the police. All we're doing is changing districts, right? So again, it's not, because it was commercial, it was already developed, we're not really changing anything that's there. Staff did make a determination that the petition does meet the criteria for the approval of the zoning change. The specifics are in the staff report, which has been provided to you. Staff Development Review Committee did meet on January 12th, 2003, had no objections, was recommending its approval. Staff is recommending approval of ZC 2203 and Ordinance 2023-03. I am available to answer any questions you may have and ask that all our materials in our file be included as part of the public record.
Are there any comments or questions from the board? Danny? Yeah.
Yep.
All right, okay. The question I have is that these businesses, stores, whatever, that sit in sites, okay, did they have to meet our codes in Green Acres, or were they at any way West Palm Beach County, or what?
So generally, when property gets annexed into the city, it is grandfathered in its existing conditions as long as it doesn't make substantial changes, which typically are about 50%.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And that, again, doesn't mean everything will be grandfathered, and I'll give you an example. If they have a sign up that was never permitted by the county and it's in violation of our code, they can't have it.
Okay.
Right?
That's kind
Right.
of where I was.
But if their setbacks under our code need to be 50 and they got an approved site plan that had it as 30, it's still okay. It's grandfathered in. Does that make sense on the distinction?
Anything that's easily changed or mobile, kind of, you have to conform. But the building itself,
Again, if it received previous approvals from the previous in-charge entity, it would be deemed grandfathered, whatever that is. But if it didn't get that official approval, if they don't have a stamp, they don't have a permit, they don't have something that shows me that the county reviewed it, made a determination it was valid, then they don't get the benefit of having it grandfathered.
That's what I'm getting all the information I wanted. Thank you.
Perfect.
And
What does it cost?
Cost,
Who pays for this project of it coming into Green Acres?
so
Do they want to come in so badly that they're willing, is, any costs involved with this?
Well, to do the process itself isn't a cost to the property owners, okay? Because staff is doing all the process.
It's not a cost.
Not a cost, okay? Because staff is doing all the actions. We brought it forward, we took the actions to annex, we talked with the county, we got the interlocal agreement, and we did all that, okay? Is there a cost for them to come into the city? The answer is going to be yes. And just one example I have is when you're in the county, you only need a business tax receipt from the county. When you come into the city of Green Acres, you now need a city of Green Acres and a county business tax receipt. Again, taxes may be different, don't know. So it may be an additional cost. On the other hand, the property may become worth more by being in the city than not. So there's balances, so forth, but all the property owners were told, I think they got permission from the property owners, so this is not a surprise to everybody. I've already been out to every one of the facilities, so they all know they're in the city now and they understand what's going on.
Yep.
I have two part question. One, did they have any input? I mean, if I had the animal place and I said, no, I want to stay, and they didn't have any choice, right?
I don't, again, I wasn't involved in the actual annexation, because this is not the annexation. The annexation is done.
Oh, yeah.
So once the annexation is done, now it's just getting it to be in compliance with our code. But I think it was done through an agreement that people in the past, I think they got the approvals. I can't guarantee, because again, it's not in front of us today, but I believe, like I said, it's not a surprise to anybody when I walked in.
Now, the second part of my thought is, what are the positive, what are we going to gain by this? They're ratables, so we're going to have their taxes and everything, they'll be a part of us. So any positive cash flow of any kind is going to come to the city instead of Palm
That
Beach
is correct. And I also like to say, once property is annexed, you get to control your own destiny then, right? If it's in the county can decide how the property is going to be developed or redeveloped. But once it's in the city, now we have that control.
Yeah, well, that too.
So
to say-
it's more than just money, but.
When the shopping center itself was annexed, they got tacit approval from each store person.
No.
Well, they knew it was going to happen.
Yes,
So they knew it was going to happen, but it was a surprise to them that there were extra fees and things attached to it.
So-
Because that was told to me by the guy who cuts my hair. Oh, I did not realize. But of course, they didn't have any real say in it because they were not the property owners. They are leasing from the,
you are correct, Chair.
Is that ex parte?
it might be ex parte, but this has nothing to do with this particular, this is to do with something in the past.
Oh,
The one that was passed way back when.
yeah, that's what I think is a long time ago. Interesting, very interesting.
Okay,
Okay. Karen, do we vote on this now?
that is correct.
Okay, I'd like to hear a motion to approve annexation of these out parcels under public hearing CPA 22-03 in Lake Worth Plaza, plus the Sunoco gas station.
Shell,
I need a motion.
I would like
make a
to,
motion that we,
the Shell gas
Approve.
station.
I had it all memorized. Now I lost it. I make that motion that we approve the annexation of the out parcels on Lake Worth Road and Jog.
It's not the annexation, it's the rezoning.
Yeah.
Just make sure we get, so the motion is to approve the ordinance that will allow the rezoning from Palm Beach County Commercial General to City of Green Acres Commercial Intensive,
Okay.
As
motion has been
proposed.
made.
as presented by staff.
Do I hear? Good. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. It's passed.
Now this goes to the council?
That is correct. So we have two readings.
And then, 2 readings at the council, okay.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
I'm glad I'm here to see it.
oh, did you learn a lot at your conference? You went to
I didn't go.
What happened?
I It
I
just,
didn't think you looked so.
you know what? There was so much going on.
How much what?
There's so much
Work got in the way? I get it. Too much going on.
Chair, I have some concluding remarks if you let me. if I-
Yes, we let you.
Okay, thank you very much.
No further business, meeting is,
Oh, wait.
nope. we
Just
have
want to
more.
do a concluding remark. So, as you know, we've been a year now as the Planning and Zoning Board of Appeals or Adjustments. And so I wanted to make sure that, and I felt was appropriate, for us to acknowledge the effort and time that was spent by the chair and the vice chair over the last year for the board. So I do have certificates of appreciation, which I'd like to present both to Danny and to Betty.
Oh, nice.
So Betty, this is for you.
Oh, thank you
Oh,
so
that's
much.
lovely.
You really, as staff and city, appreciate everything you've
Isn't that
done.
nice?
I'll be darned.
That's wonderful. Very thoughtful, Karen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Meetings,
April, maybe?
you said something about April?
Yeah, so our next meeting would be March 9th, which is my birthday, by the way.
Oh.
And, but we may not have petitions to present. And I won't know for about another week, so we'll let you know. The next meeting then would be the April 13th meeting. April 13th, and that's when, depending on which meeting we have, I'm going to bring the city attorney to do the presentation. So if we cancel the March, the attorney will come in April. And again, I would ask you all to make an effort to come for that refresher course. And if that doesn't work for people, please let us know. Or we'll do it on the March 9th if we turn out we have it. But I figured you would tell me if we don't need to be here, you don't need to be here. So I don't like to call meetings just to call meetings. So to do that one item didn't make sense. I much rather have multiple items that we have to address, unless you want to do that. And I'm open to whatever the board desires. But I would figure we'd want to,
Who is our attorney now?
what's Christy Goddard? What's her last name?
April 16th.
I think it's Christy Goddard, I think is her last name.
O-D-D-A-R-D.
Yeah, I think, yeah, she's with,
She's very good, very.
she is very good.
Nice job.
It's lovely.
Glenn, what's Glenn's last name? Come on, you know.
Terrera,
Thank you.
yeah.
She's with his firm. So, but she's been delegated to work with us, which is always great to have one attorney. So it really helps.
Karen, do you need a vote on whether or not to have the April 9th?
No,
March 9th?
no,
Just-
not yet. The only thing, the next step would be just, somebody said in a motion to adjourn this meeting, so we can then now open up for the local planning
I
agency.
make a motion, we adjourn this meeting?
Somebody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Go on to the next phase.
And the next phase is,
The local planning agency.
It's in your packet.
I've got one item.
Yes?
Find it, I didn't find it, but.
I didn't see anything.
Local planning agency.
Betty's got it.
okay.
Okay. So, all right, Chair. So first thing is, we have to call to order in the roll call.
Okay. Do you want to, do you want me to start the meeting again? Do we pledge allegiance again?
No.
Yep, this one doesn't have that, I don't think.
Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order and have a roll call
Chair Robarts,
here.
Vice Chair Fitzgerald,
Present.
Board Member Latowski. Here. Board Member Newstein. Here. Board Member Edmondson.
Present.
Board Member Hayes. Board Member Clements. Here. Chair, we have a quorum.
Okay. This is
So agenda approval?
The
Any-
agenda
Any changes?
approval,
There's a motion and second to approve the minutes, I mean, the agenda, sorry.
do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I make a motion, we approve the agenda.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And the first,
Minutes.
No minutes.
I'm just looking at this, Karen. It looks like the items on this meeting are the things that we just discussed. Am I wrong?
Yeah, so you understand, the land use petitions are heard by the local planning agency,
Right.
while all the other petitions are heard by the Planning Board of Appeals Adjustments. So that's why, even though it looks like it's the same subject matter, and it is, the two different boards are supposed to hear it. In most instances, the local planning agency and the planning board are the same. So you get to sit through two of them, even though there's two different meetings.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have to vote again on both of these items.
Only on the, you haven't voted on this one before. This is the land use amendment. You voted on the zoning change, and the zoning change was done by the planning board, not by the local planning agency.
Okay.
Okay?
So this, on the second page, it's ordinance 2023-04, future land use amendment, CPA 22-03, Lakewood Plaza West out parcels public hearing, and this is the first reading. The City of Green Acres initiated future land use amendment request for 6 parcels of land totaling approximately 7.9636 acres to replace the existing Palm Beach County commercial high future land. Basically, it's just replacing the county law with the Green Acres law. Future land use designation with an appropriate city designation as a result of the recent annexation of the property into the city. The 5 sites are out parcels to the Lake Worth Plaza West Shopping Center located southeast corner of Lake Worth Road and Jog Road. And the 6th, which is the Sunoco gas station, is at 6323 Lake Worth Road, across the street. So, do I have, is there any discussion?
Well, let me make my presentation so we have it as far as the record, and I'll try to make it as short and sweet as possible. So, as stated, this is a small-scale land use amendment. As you probably know, or if you don't, under state statute, they moved it to 50 acres. So from 0 to 50 acres, it's a small scale. Before, it was 10, so they changed it. So, yeah, so wanted to be a little different, so here's the stars on the parcels. So you see the same 6 parcels we saw before. This one is now your land use map, which is almost similar as the zoning map. So you can see the white sites because it has a Palm Beach County designation. And now it goes to the pink because now we're requesting a proposal to go into the city. So this is a land use change. It's Palm Beach County Commercial High is the designation, and we're changing it to city commercial. We don't have a high, low, medium, in between. We're just commercial. So that's why we're going in. Again, the need due to the recent annexation and to reduce or eliminate, I should say, the enclave that's in existence. Staff did do an analysis in regards to the compatibility, the concurrency, and the consistency. That is listed in the staff report that was provided to you. Staff has determined that it does meet all those qualifications in order to justify the change from Palm Beach County Commercial High to the City of Green Acres Commercial. Staff did review this on January 12th. The Development Review Committee had no objections and recommended approval. The property owner, as far as we have heard, have not received any objections. I didn't receive any communication from anybody objecting or in favor, neither one. Staff is recommending approval of the small-scale land use amendment through CPA 2203, Ordinance 2023-04. We ask that all aspects of tonight's meeting and the file be included as part of the public record. And if you have any questions or comments, I am available to answer them tonight.
Any comments or questions from members of the board?
Not I.
Can we vote on this now, Karen?
Yep.
Okay. Someone,
I'll make a motion.
pardon?
I
Go
said
ahead.
I would. I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2023-04, future land use amendment, CPA 22-03, Lake Worth Plaza West out parcels, public hearing and first reading.
I second that.
Excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
That's the only item I have for you tonight.
Are
So,
we going to hear
You
this
could-
again? Because it says first reading.
no, it's actually first reading. It should be for the
Okay,
council.
okay.
No. you're a recommending body, except for variances. Then you're a final deciding body. So any discussion items anybody has? Concluding remarks, otherwise a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded.